Hi everybody, this is Boogess Reviews, and today I'm back with my weekly Walking Dead reviews. Well, at least until the rest of the latter half of this season is done. But today's weekly Walking Dead review is going to be on the Skybound exclusive Alpha figure. So before we take a look at Alpha, let's take a look at her accessories. Now, I do have a few issues with this figure, mainly her right hand. She has this really big right hand that has a peg sticking out of it, so you really can't get her holding the knife or the machete that she comes with. She comes with her bloody machete, and if you read the comics, you'll know why this is bloody. And it wasn't painted the best. It has a little bit of sculpt detail to the handle, but right there, you can see that some of the silver is showing through. So, that peg right there, you can kind of get her to hold it, but it kind of looks dumb. Especially since she has that peg right there. So, that is pretty irritating. I mean, she can hold it, but like I said, it looks funny. Especially if you look at it from the side. You really can't get it in her left hand either because her next her next accessory is her sawed-off shotgun. And the shotgun, she's supposed to hold it in both hands. And if you get her holding it in both hands, then it stretches the hands out. So here's the gun. And it looks really nice. It has a lot of detail to it. It's cast in gunmetal and has brown. And it has a little bit of a wash of black over it. Yeah, it looks really good. Now, this has a peg hole. And then you stick it in the peg right here. And I am afraid that after taking it on and off, it is going to just break. But there she is with that. And see what I mean about the stretching her hand out. If you get her to hold it like she should, then it will stretch her hand out just a little bit. And I wanted to take a look at this head sculpt because she does have an alternate head. So before I switch that out, I wanted to take a look at this one. So this is her with her Whisperer mask on. And I think it looks really, really awesome. I like how it's that greenish-brown color, like it looks like the rotted skin. And the hair is, well, the hair is the same color as the skin, that brownish color. And they just did a wash of gray over it. And there you can see the laces, where she laces up her mask in the back. So that was a pretty cool detail. So that's what the Whisperers are. They're the big villains of the Walking Dead TV show now. They use these walker suits to move among the dead, and they whisper. So that allows them to be camouflaged like when Rick used the guts in Season 1. So that's why she wears that mask. Now her head, it is ball-jointed, but the head, as I chase it around here, the peg hole is really deep in there. So once you put it on here, I'll show that off. There. So once you connect it, it's just going to move side to side. There's not going to be any up and down movement. So here's her unmasked head sculpt, and I think it looks really good as well. She's completely bald, so you don't have to worry about any hair sculpt to it. But I do think it looks pretty accurate to what appears in the comics. This is a comic figure. It's not a TV show figure because they haven't made those in forever. I'm hoping that with Season 9 they'll start making some more figures because we definitely need a TV show Alpha. We need a new Michonne, a new Rick, a new Daryl, a new Carol, Ezekiel. So many characters they need to make. Now her outfit looks really good as well. You have some blood stains right there on her shirt. And it's worn out just a little bit. Like it has holes all over it. Like her pants here has some holes in it. And it has blood in the holes. It looks really good. You get a little bit of blood there on her back. Not really sure how that would happen. I suppose if someone's killing zombies behind you, then, or walkers. If someone's killing walkers behind you, I suppose that would be how you'd get the blood on there. But it looks pretty good. And her belt looks really good as well. That's something that needed to be really accurate was her belt. Now you can get her, one of the covers is of her holding her belt like that, and you can actually get her to do that. I was really happy that she could do that. What issue was it? I can't remember what issue it was, but the issue has her like that on the cover, It doesn't show her head, it's just from like her torso down. And I think it's really awesome that you can get her in that pose. And she has a lot of sculpt detail too. Like she has lots of wrinkles on her shirt right here. And it has that wash of, it's kind of like a bluish gray. Or maybe it's just gray, it kind of looks blue to me. Maybe it's just the way the light's hitting it. But all the wrinkles are sculpted nicely, and then they have that little bit of paint detail on them. And so does her pants. They also have that texturing, as you can see. The texturing's really apparent right here on her thighs. And it's a little bit on her shins, but the texturing gets a little muted as it goes down. But yeah, that wash of white, or is that gray? Like it's, let me look here. Okay, that's gray. It's just the light that's making it look that way. Sometimes I have to take something, like a figure I'm reviewing. Sometimes I'll have to look over the camera to see if it's just the camera or if it's just my eyes. But that looks really nice. And then there's the back. I showed that just a little bit ago. Like I said, she does have some blood on her. And this is not the bloody version, because the bloody versions are always black and white. I do think they should make bloody normal versions and then the bloody black and white versions, because I do like the normal ones bloody. So, and then there are her shoes, or her boots, and I think they just look way too big. It kind of looks like she has some clown shoes on. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but if you look at them from the side there, they look really big. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I think she has a little bit of big feet. So, my only real complaints with this, the articulation, I should say, is right here, which I will get to in just a second, since we're going to go over the articulation now. Now, she does have that ball joint like I showed, but since it goes so far up inside her head, it'll just move side to side. Now, let's pop this off and put her whisperer mask back on. Now, with this head on, since the neck right there, since the mask right there, it'll just move to the side slightly. So it'll move even less than the unmasked head. I do prefer to keep this one on because it has a little more articulation. Plus, I do think they did a really good job with the joint. Like, looking at it like this, you really can't tell where the neck is. I mean, from the side, of course you can, but I think they did a good job of hiding that. She has ball-jointed shoulders that can move out that far. You will have to kind of put just a little bit of force into them. She has single-jointed elbows that are on a swivel. Now here is the articulation part I don't like. Now, her wrist peg is super thin. That's her wrist peg right there. And it just moves up slightly, like, it moves like that freely, and then you'll have to put some force into it to get it to move down. And I really don't like that. I mean, the peg doesn't look like it's going to break, but I feel like if I move it around very much, it definitely will break. So I do try to kind of keep it up like that, because you have to put quite a good bit of force in to get it to move up. And like I said, that scares me because that peg is really, really thin. She has a swivel at the waist that can barely move side to side. She has those double swivel hips where she can do a complete split. She can kick forward all the way, and she can kick back all the way. She has single jointed knee, and then she has ball jointed ankles that can really just move up and down just a little bit, and side to side just a little bit. Her pants are of the boots, so you really won't get much articulation out of them. So now let's do some size comparisons. Now move in a little bit closer there. Okay, so here she is next to Beta, her second in command. And this figure is huge. Like, he is just really, really big, and it shows. And that's why a lot of the Whisperers listen to him. He's the second in command, but I would listen to him anyway, because he's pretty scared, because he's got these dual knives. They're huge, or kind of machetes? Whatever they are. He has his dual knives, and he's so big. Like, he's so big, the mask doesn't even cover all of his face. But yeah, that's her second in command. Here she is next to her daughter, Lydia. And she also has a walker mask as well. I'm going to try and review them in order. I don't know if I'll review Beta or Lydia next. But depending on whichever one I review, whenever I get to Lydia, she has her own walker mask. She has the Whisperer mask. And then here she is next to my custom Season 9 Michonne. And Michonne is pretty short compared to her. I did have to shave some off of the legs, some of the joint off the legs there, so that made her a little bit shorter. And then here she is next to Daryl, my Season 9 Daryl custom. And I don't know if he's going to stand. No, he's not going to stand. Now, I read an interview with Norman Reedus. He said that Alpha and him get a lot of scenes together. And I think that's going to be really interesting to see how that plays out, because he said something like he sees where Alpha's coming from or something like that. So that's going to be really, really interesting to see. So overall, I really like this Alpha figure. My only complaints is, of course, the hand. I feel like they should have made the shotgun just a little bit smaller. That way they wouldn't have to have that peg in her hand. That way she could hold her other accessories too. And I feel like they could have improved the wrist joints too. I mean, you know, those aren't really major complaints. I just feel like they could have incorporated that into the design a little bit better. But overall, I'd highly recommend this figure. It is really nice. So that's my review. If you like this review, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.